because I believe it may be a competitor that will Hey everyone, and welcome back on the channel. My name is Alex, and today we are reviewing one of the most anticipated shoes for the end of 2021. It's the Adidas Takumi Sen 8. You have it right here. I didn't manage to get the very nice blue and pink colorway, so I have that black and white one, which looks quite nice, I must admit. It's very simple, very sober, very sleek, very clean. I like it. It was clean before I took it out in some mud and leaves, so yeah. Before diving into the review, quick announcement. Tomorrow, Friday the 10th, we'll do a live stream in the evening, unboxing many shoes and talking about this one, taking your questions, chatting about all things running and life in general. Join us if you have some time on Friday night here in the EU or in the afternoon in the US. First of all, specs, and here a first very good surprise. This shoe was announced at 196 grams for the sample size US 8.5 or 9. So I expected to have my pair of US 11 EU45 coming at around 235 to 40 grams, following that 9 gram per half size rule. And here, big surprise, 207 grams, both shoes, so no discrepancies, 207 grams, 7.3 ounces, more lightweight than I expected, and it's the third most lightweight shoe that I have after the Pulsar and the DV8 Elite. So very good from that perspective. Stack height and drop, we have 33 millimeters of stack height in the heel, 27 in the forefoot, 6 millimeters drop, right where I like it. So this also is some very good stuff here. Width of the platform, we have something quite narrow, which doesn't translate to the fit. We'll come back to that, but the platform as such is quite narrow. Similar in terms of numbers to something like the Vaporfly, so more on the narrow side of things, with the narrowest part being midfoot and heel. There's more width in the forefoot, so that's some slight inherent stability, although there isn't much in this shoe, but there is some slight inherent stability in the forefoot because of some extra width, but nothing outstanding either. Geometer score, we have 3 of them, one for Lightstrike Pro at around 33 if I remember well. So Lightstrike Pro, which is a blend of EVA and TPU. And this is the flavor of Lightstrike Pro, which I measured at the highest geometer score. So theoretically, it should be the firmest Lightstrike Pro that I tested, and we'll come back to that in the ride. Then we have 2 figures for the outsoles, that thicker, denser Continental outsole here, right here. It comes at around 58 on the geometer scale, and then you have that sort of softer, a bit more grippy, at least to the finger, other part, and this one is a bit softer at around 54 or 55, but you have the numbers on your screen. Upper, it's interesting because I went true to size and I believe I should have gone half a size down. There's definitely some nice volume in the toe box. It's not necessarily super long, but it's quite wide, and I believe half a size down would have done the trick for me. Maybe if I'm crazy enough, I'm gonna get another pair of the blue pink colorway half a size down just to compare them. That's for the upper. So a bit too much of volume in the forefoot for me. Midfoot is actually quite nice. It has a very smart gusset here with the tongue that goes all the way through that, along that line here. And the wrapping in the midfoot is very good. Heel is okay, but I believe half a size down would make it way better, but nothing to complain about. As you can see though, the heel is quite loosey-goosey, and the insole insert is not removable, it's glued in, just so you know. I haven't really, only 2 rounds in with the shoe, but I do believe that the upper will be fairly breathable for summer races, and now it's maybe on the cold side of things here in the winter. But I prefer an upper that's a bit more breathable and then put just some thicker socks than the other way around. Midsole and ride of the shoe, that's big question mark here. And first of all, I enjoyed it So, you know, it lives up to the expectations that I had for this shoe. The first remark that I had running in it is the flex in the forefoot. It's really the most flexible Adizero shoe that I tried. If you compare it with the Adios Pro 2, you can barely bend it like this. And I'm not even trying with the Prime X, but you get the idea. So really a lot of flex here, despite the energy roads that you can see here through the cutout. It has a lot of flex and you can feel it. Going uphill, doing some heel reps felt amazing in the shoe. Really, you know, some very nice flex here, and something that I do appreciate myself, being more of a mid-foot, forefoot striker and pushing here. I'm not saying that it's necessarily, you know, super important to have that flex, because some other top-end carbon-plated racers do not have that and they're more than fine. But here it makes this shoe a bit more unique, and certainly it will serve different purposes than other races. I must say though that the first drawback that I noticed with this shoe is that heel striking, or at least forcing the heel strike for me, didn't provide the smoothest of transitions towards midfoot and forefoot and then toe off. It felt a bit like dead landing on the heel and trying to transition. I also forced the heel strike at lower paces. I didn't force the heel strike at higher paces, and this may be one of the reasons why. So it doesn't mean, if you're a heel striker listening, it doesn't mean that this shoe will not be working for you. I think it can work for you at higher paces and putting a bit more force into your heel strike, and then the transition may work a bit better. But to be honest, I feel like midfoot and forefoot striker will be better off with this shoe, taking more advantage, I believe, of it at least. But here, same here, you know, I will need to test against other shoes and come back to you with more data and more metrics on that. But at least that's my first assessment. How is the ride in terms of words, subjectively? It's a very dense forefoot, dense but with some ground feel, something that I do appreciate, and somehow reminded me of the Freedom 4 from Saucony, but in a more energetic, lively and aggressive type of ride. Of course, it has some features and some sensations similar to the Adios Pro 2, but here again with more ground feel in the forefoot, and especially an easier toe-off phase. First because of the flex, but also because of less Light Strike Pro, and so you can sink in a bit easier and get that energy return easier as well. I do believe the shoe felt the best around 5k, 10k pace. No surprises here, but it's good to confirm. I actually didn't really run at 5k pace, but 10k pace, I went there and it feels very good. It's surprisingly fine at jogging paces, which I feared would be harsh or unpleasant. It works actually quite nice for longer intervals, fartlek sessions. I think this shoe may work, and you may still be happy with it even during the rests between your intervals, between your reps. I wouldn't necessarily go for an easy jog, an endurance run as such with it. Not that it cannot handle it, it can, but there are better shoes for that. I wouldn't either, I believe, race a half marathon in it, or it would be on the, on the fence of deciding, but I will certainly do a video comparing this shoe with other 5k, 10k options, because I believe it may be a competitor that will take the throne away from the 5k, 10k shoes that I had until now. So let me know in the comments, which shoes would you like me to compare it against? I had in mind Adios 6 as a standalone comparison, a standalone battle, and then do something like 5k, 10k best shoes with this one, Vaporfly, Metaspeed Sky, and maybe Deviate Elite, something like that. Let me know in the comments. I'm very curious to hear from you. I am as happy as I expected. And that's, I think, the takeaway. If you had high expectations for this shoe, I believe you will be satisfied. It will live up to your expectations, which is nice, because sometimes, the hype is a bit too much and then the shoe disappoints. Here it's not the case. I'm slightly disappointed about the volume in the forefoot and the fact that half a size down would have been a killer for me. But I believe that I'm gonna pull the trigger on a second pair of the pink and blue colorway, half a size down, just to try it and to report to all of you. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review in the Advent calendar. Enjoy your run today, should it be in a crazy fast shoe like this one or in any shoe. Enjoy your ride, enjoy your walk, enjoy your time with the family, whatever you will be doing today. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video and a live stream tomorrow. Tune in for that. I would be very happy to see you. Bye-bye.